Hi, I'm starting to work on my Hire Montanans First Act. It doesn't have an official bill draft yet, but I've been talking with the drafter and trying to get information from anyone I think will have a stake in that game to make sure that the language is something that can get passed and actually has some substance to it before we kind of officially start the process with a bill number and getting it into committee. So that's really exciting, and be looking for that and listening for that in the future. In Business and Labor this morning, we heard one bill and we took executive action on several bills. Some of them were passed unanimously. Some of them came down on party line votes, and you'll probably hear more about those as they come to the floor. I answered about 150 emails today, which felt good to get that done, and always feels good to have contact with constituents. On the floor today, I wanted to show you House Bill 200. This was a terrible voter suppression bill on its face when it got to committee, but everything that's crossed out in this bill is something that the committee amended out. And so you can see, I think even in the title, so many things have been crossed out. Really, like 90% of this bill has been crossed out. And that just shows how important committee work is. And so this terrible voter suppression bill was shrunk down to something that everyone in the committee could agree with, and that's that a candidate, a family member of a candidate, or a worker or a volunteer for a candidate can't hand out cigarettes or food or anything that has any value at a polling place or near a polling place on Election Day. That's a perfectly reasonable thing to say, and I thought was a good example of the good work that gets done in committees. But really, the just gem of the day was House Bill 239. I got maybe 100 emails on this, and I want to show you what it looks like when the Republican Party takes a stance on a bill. Look at all of the signatures that are on this bill. I haven't counted them, so I can't say that it's every single Republican, but that's gotta be close to every single Republican. And it says a school may not allow a child to attend a course of instruction, a class period, an assembly, an organized school function, or instruction of any type that involves human sexual education, human sexuality issues, or information regarding sexual acts. So that includes sexually transmitted diseases, unless each child's parent or guardian agrees in writing to allow the child to attend the instruction. Right now, as part of health class, kids are given really basic information that saves lives and prevents pregnancy. And parents are allowed to opt out of this. No child is required to go. Any parent can say they'd rather have their child not attend that, and it's done all the time to accommodate parents. This also says a school district or its personnel or agents may not permit a person, entity, or any affiliate or agent of the person or entity to offer, sponsor, or furnish in any manner any course materials or instruction relating to human sexuality or sexually transmitted diseases to its students or personnel if that person, entity, or affiliate is a provider of abortion services. It's a bad bill, and one of the Republican buzzwords that was used in arguing it is that the classes that are offered but not mandated right now in any way in public schools infringe on a parent's rights. So anytime you say it infringes on my rights, you got to get rid of it, even if it's not true, even if it doesn't infringe on rights. So there was definitely some kind of lying or maneuvering going around with opt-out versus opt-in. And also, the sponsor of the bill said today that the most basic form of government in Montana is the family. Really? Your kids elected you to decide what information they can receive? That's not what happened. I got on my desk today a note from the Antonettis. I've showed you guys pictures of them before. It was just a great note, and I didn't realize that I had I taught their son at Central, and I hadn't made that connection. It just shows what a great community we live in, and how everywhere you go, you've got a Butte connection. I just appreciated all of their encouragement, and I'm sorry that I missed them. So today in Human Services, we heard a great bill from Ellie Hill that would require the discharge plan for patients from Warm Springs to assess the housing plans. So right now there's 714 patients in Warm Springs, and about 12 of them are homeless. And so this bill originally would have said 6 of those need to go into private rental housing until they can figure out where they're going to go, and the other half of them need to go to group homes until they can figure out where they're going to go. That would have cost the state $101,000. There were 2 issues with it. One is that there's no way that it would pass with a $101,000 fiscal note, regardless of how good it would be for our state or how much money it would save us in the long run. The other problem with it is that the Disability Rights of Montana said, we don't really want anybody to be held based on their housing, because really, if your doctor says that you can be medically be released, then you should have the choice to go or stay, whether or not you know where you're going to go. And so I just wanted to make sure everybody knows that Representative Ellie Hill from Missoula is really doing work every single day to look out for the most vulnerable population in Montana. And she does a great job, and she's got her whole heart and soul into this job. That's pretty much it for the day. And I'm going to go hang out with the women, and then I'm going to go play bipartisan basketball. And I don't play basketball, so that'll be interesting. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.